Today's video is going to be a quick one, where what I'm going to do is take one of these tubeless inflator tanks that's available off of Amazon. I think this was around $40 US. Significantly cheaper than, as an example, this one that's commercially available.
The question is, why would I buy this when I've clearly got all the gear that I need for seating a tire? So you can see here I got the fancy Park head with a nice consumer level air compressor. And I've also got the monster pump for seating mountain bike tires, which most of the time I use. There's several answers to this. The first answer is I'm addicted to buying gear. But more obviously, sometimes I'm doing work in my shop at a late hour and half of the people in this house here are asleep, so I need a quieter solution. Sometimes you're traveling, and if Mr. Pump is inadequate, you need something else. Also, you might live in a condo or somewhere where you don't have a garage and you can't have noisy tools. So fair enough. I can assure you this has a use if it works. The features of the blaster tank are a Schrader head on top, which I've just added a click valve to. You get a pressure gauge, which the SWA B1 does not have. Your valve to open the tank to let the air go through. This rather utilitarian head, which has Presta and Schrader compatibility. But if you've got this Presta stem, the way you get the most air in is a straight shot. So what I ended up doing was putting the Schrader end on top of the Presta valve stem, locking it and holding it, and then opening the tank. It was a two-hand job, but it seemed to work. But we're not about that on this channel, so we're going to improve this. Remember, great toy for the kids. Doink, doink. We're going to use a Lezyne ABS Pro 1 HP. Thank God the hose is the right size. I was a little disappointed with Lezyne here because this part, it's got a release valve on it, is hard plastic rather than the high quality aluminum you'd expect from Lezyne. So then what I did with the head, I like the red one, it's pretty, so I'm going to use that somewhere else, is I took an older Lezyne head and I jerry-rigged it with a drilled out BBB core cap. Now, I had to chew through two of these to get this to work. So what now happens is I just screw, I know I'm doing this the lazy way, but I just screw this on to the Presta head, so air is going straight through. Now the problem is that this is $30, this pump head, and then these BBs are about, I believe it's 30 bucks too, so I should have just bought the Swabble, but hey, I love hacking things. Inflating these is relatively easy. I'm going to take my trusty dusty Pro Pump with my much loved click head, and I'm going to fill this up. One thing I'd recommend is making sure the valve's shut before you start filling it. Oh. So with this rather standard floor pump, it took me, I believe that was 85 strokes to get it to slightly above 160 psi. Click valve off. The gauge, by the way, reads 160 psi too, so this is reasonably accurate. we have a 2.3 Maxxis EXO Plus tire here on a 30 mil rim. Let's see if we can get this in one pop. As you recall, I have a straight shot into the valve stem. There's no core in the way here. So let's give this a little try and see what happens. So if I look at this, it actually put the tire on, and according to this, I've got about 30 PSI in here. So it works exactly as intended. Now we'll cut to some older footage of me putting this little bottle blaster to the ultimate challenge. 35 millimeter tire with a 3.0 27 plus. It took 4 hits of that with the stock head to get this tire seated. On the second tire, same as the first, it only took 2 hits with the stock head to get this tire seated. This is a huge air volume, I'll remind people. One thing that I cannot show you on video is the amount of time I took faffing around to come up with this head attachment to screw straight to a pressed valve stem, which I believe is a 6V1 thread. I had taps out and I was screwing around with stuff from my crap drawer trying to make it work. The amount of time I ate up going to hardware stores, trying to find the right tap, etc., it was insane. So in hindsight, I would have just got the Swabby one. But if anyone knows of any sort of attachment where you have a Schrader head on one end, then the other one would screw over the top of a Presta valve stem, please tell me in the comments. I'd love to know. If you can't afford, can't have, or can't use because you're traveling one of these compressors and your heavy-duty pump doesn't work, these are a fantastic alternative and work as intended. If I was doing this again though, I'd probably just go out for all the faffing around I've done with the heads here, although I had all of this stuff already, and just went and bought the straight up Swabble one. So with that, if you got any questions, you got any comments, you disagree with me, light me up down below. And as always, unless you're in a current forest fire zone right now, go out and ride hard.